Are you kidding me? The guy asked for something spooky.
Is it a gun that sucks balls?
I'm the farting demon in this relationship.
I'd be an awesome rich person.
You're both just an embarrassment.
God, I'm awesome.
We're talking Tom Hanks and his vehicle.
Yeah, I had my finger in my mouth waiting for you to finish.
You gotta get 4 balls or something?
Like dick piercings?
No, you know damn well I'm fucking that demon.
Still sexy. How could that be close and not be
Yeah,
right?
just kill some random dude.
His wishes.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Plotty Time, the podcast where we three gamers discuss video game stories in detail with all the necessary and appropriate backlash. On one side of the table, we have Chump Slap.
It reminds me of smelling a 60-year-old guy's ass.
No, I thought there was more.
Nope.
And on the other side of the table is Dr. Syintist.
Okay, kids, take out your safety pencils and circles of paper.
My name is Poppascotch, and as I always say, oh, it's on like a prawn who yawns at dawn. Welcome to Plotty Time. So get over there, go to our subreddit. I'm just starting off with that. We're starting hot.
Yeah,
Get to the
in
subreddit.
there.
We got a subreddit now. Shout out to user The Dirt Will Provide for hooking us up with a subreddit. Good job.
The dirt provided.
Mm.
And also, I just went into that because we have nothing for the crevice because we're perfect again.
Good.
As always.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's just roll into it. Let's get into what are you playing? What are you watching? What are you doing? We're starting with you, Dr. Syintist. What's going on?
Well, watched a couple of things.
Okay.
I finished Another Life, the season 2 episodes of Another Life. The one with Katie Sackhoff.
Was it as good as the first season?
Yeah. I don't know if it's over, if they're starting a whole new thing, if they're never going to make any more or what, but it was all right.
Okay.
So no word yet on a new season?
I haven't heard anything, but it's good space stuff.
Okay.
You know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
I like space stuff.
Space is cool.
And I started watching season 5 of Doctor Who again, and I only mentioned that because I didn't watch a lot this week.
Never watched any Doctor Who.
Yeah, it's a little too cerebral for
It's a little too
slappiness.
series like.
I just, like, if I watch it, I'd want to start at the beginning, and that was, like, from the 60s, and
you
there's
can-
9,000 episodes.
You can start from the one in the 90s or the early 2000s.
Can't you just start from any series where they change the Doctor or whatever?
Kind of. But you can start the new ones if you really wanted to, but I don't think you will.
But then I'll miss all the cool references to the Daleks and the fucking phone booth or whatever it's called, and the time whistle.
Good one.
These are things.
Time whistle is a thing. I knew that.
Yeah.
What's that fucking, the sonic screwdriver? There it is.
Yeah, I don't know how you got time. I had no idea what you were talking about. A
I
sonic
got there
screwdriver is a time
eventually.
whistle.
You knew.
The time whistle. You get it.
No, I didn't. I did watch Midnight Mass, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard nothing
Tell
but
me,
good
what do you
things.
thought?
It was okay. I didn't watch his other 2 series because they were annoying, but this one was
Okay.
the ending of I think it's the 5th episode is absolutely amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Second
Yeah,
last.
I know exactly
No,
what
it's
you're
the
talking
third
about.
last one.
Mm.
But I was like, wow, this is great.
Yeah, tell me about it. I was sick.
And it ended pretty good. I did like the whole thing.
I really liked it. I thought it was great. I watched it twice.
Maybe I'll check this out.
It's definitely not slappy, but it's interesting.
I would not say it's slappy.
No.
I don't want to go there.
It's definitely
There's some slap elements to it. A couple.
Mm.
But it's definitely way more heart than fart. There's a little fart. There's a little fart.
That's a shame.
A couple squeak out. You'll be like, holy
Yeah, he's
shit.
holding it in the whole time.
Yeah, a couple squeak out. But what else you got?
And the only thing I did this week was I started a new game.
Ooh, brand new?
No, a
New
new
to
game
you.
for me. It's called Overland. I don't know if I like it yet or not. It's weird. I don't even know how to
I'm not
describe it.
familiar with that.
It's an action
It's
platformer.
no, it's like a strategy game, and it's like kind of apocalyptic times. There's like all these little insects that came out around, and you're basically trying to drive a car from the East Coast to the West Coast of the United States, and you got to conserve like gas and
So it's like Cannonball Run.
sure.
God, they need another Cannonball Run.
But yeah, it's like, and then you go to like these little things, and you have to try and avoid getting killed by these insects that are walking around, and get gas to keep your car going and stuff like that.
Sure.
All right.
And yeah,
Is it like an indie game? Is it a shorter one?
it's
I don't.
an indie game.
not
I
really.
don't know how long it is because
You actually drive?
no,
Oh, okay.
but you get cars, and you got to like each car can only hold some certain amount of people and a certain amount of items, and you have to like stop every once in a while to try and find gas or supplies and can save other people and try and get them to come with you. Or
Interesting. Sounds neat.
it's apparently pretty hard. I only started it, and it seems kind of annoying. But
All right.
we'll see how that goes. Maybe I'll play some this week. I don't know. I don't know if I'll have time.
All right.
Nobody can see the future.
Yeah.
Can't guarantee nothing.
Can't guarantee nothing. Anyway, Poppascotch, why don't you tell us what you did?
Oh, thanks for asking. I played quite a bit of Call of Duty, and I am pretty disappointed in the zombies offering.
Sounds like you're hooked again.
Yeah. I only played like 12 or 13 hours of it.
That's nothing.
Game sucks. Played it for 50 hours. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting through the campaign. I think I'm going to platinum it because it's very platinumable. Because all the multiplayer trophies, which aren't that intense, you can also get in zombies.
Yeah.
So, and if I just keep playing, I'll get them by accident. It's like reaching max level and fully upgrading a gun, which, you know, you'll do.
Can't believe you haven't gotten that one already.
But yeah, so the campaign is, I'm going through it on the hardest difficulty now. I should probably platinum it. I'm not going to platinum it this week, I don't think. Maybe next week. But then I can move on to something else.
Wow, that's a quick plat.
Yeah, I might come back to zombies later when they actually add stuff. But for now, it's just boring.
Yeah. Sounds lame.
So, whatever. Maybe zombies will be fun one day, but they're not right now.
You just got to play more of it.
I guess so. That'll do it. If I just play more and commit
Always
to
works.
it. Yeah, that's really all I played. I wanted to get into more Back 4 Blood, but I didn't. And I just saw news. We're not reporting on this today, but I saw news that came out where the developers realized the game is too difficult.
Cowards.
And they're like, this was never our intention, so we're going to make it easier.
Oh, I love when they do that.
I don't know how I feel about that.
That's so stupid.
Yeah. I'm very disappointed in a game I'd never play, and now I'm definitely not going to play it.
It's 4 people. Like, you can't beat it. Come on.
In case you weren't sure.
Get
You know
good!
that. So that's really all I played. I think next week I'll probably just do more Call of Duty.
Yeah, well, that's what I expect.
Probably.
I'm gonna expect Call of Duty and Chell until about next April.
Maybe. I did buy a bunch of games, but I don't know how many of those I'm actually going to play.
I'm guessing none.
I still have Aliens Fireteam. I bought a hard copy of Hades. I have that.
Oh, yeah?
So that's exciting.
So
I
here.
can't believe they made hard copies of it.
I know, right? That's why I saw it was on sale for like $15. I'm like, yeah, I'll buy that.
Yeah, why not?
That feels like one of those very popular indie games where the hard copy is going to be very valuable one day because they made like 8 of them.
Yeah. In about 1,000 years.
Yeah.
1,000 years. You just wait. 1,000 years. I'm going to cash in, and you're going to feel so jealous.
Let me set my calendar.
Yeah, I'll wait for my Bitcoin and my NFTs to gain value too. We'll sell them all at the same time.
I mean, the NFT market's only going up, guys. They're only making more money. We'd be idiots not to invest entirely into it.
Exactly.
But other than that, I watched some stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not too much. I want to repeat a sentiment you made a while back that I'm really glad hockey's back.
Oh, you watched some hockey?
That's great. I watched some hockey, but I also watched. I was gonna start the new season of Big Mouth that just came out,
Oh,
but I
yeah.
watched the previous season to get warmed up for this season.
You always got to
What is
lather up.
this, season 4?
Season 5 just came out.
Oh,
Man,
damn.
I actually thought it was more.
Man, I missed a couple seasons, I guess.
Dude, check it. It's awesome. It's still awesome.
Dude,
it's always
check
awesome.
it.
All right, I will.
And then I started a show, this little indie. I don't know if you guys even heard of it. You're probably not. It barely came out. Game of Thrones?
Oh yeah.
Am I saying that right?
Man, you're gonna finish that before I do.
What's that about?
You guys know this one?
I've heard of it.
I watched the first 3 episodes. And it's, I mean...
How many characters do you actually like?
Oh, God, there's so goddamn many. Not many, because I don't know many.
No, I hated most of them. This was what I was saying.
How many hang
I still hate
dong?
most of them.
There's no one that I'm like, okay, that person's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that hasn't happened yet.
The only person I really liked from, I think, those episodes was Daenerys. Even if she's in those, I don't even know.
She is, but she's like a war bride right now.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
To Aquaman.
Yeah, to Aquaman.
Okay.
And then my the fiance was telling me all about the lore and who people are and all this. I'm like, you are such a fucking nerd.
Yeah, and she's ruining it for you.
That is a nerd thing to get into.
Tell her to start
Right.
a podcast.
Right? Then it'll be cool. And then I got further into Squid Game. I still have not finished Squid Game.
Is it terrible or is it just bad?
Oh, it's decent.
Squid Game or Game of Thrones?
Squid Game.
It's worth a watch.
I'm at the episode.
I didn't watch it, so this isn't going to know me any.
They are probably, this isn't really a spoiler, but they're probably at this point down to like 20, 30 people.
They play marbles yet?
That's the episode I just watched.
Yeah.
Or I got like 10 minutes left of that episode. They're playing marbles.
That was an interesting episode.
Yeah, I mean, that main guy's getting pretty shitty. But we'll see. I'm gonna finish it. It's fun enough. I'm happy they didn't just stick with the weird game aesthetic and they're kind of like branching out a little bit.
Yeah.
But so we'll see where it goes.
All right. Cool.
But yeah, that's all I watched. No movies or anything because I didn't have time. How about you, Sir Chump Slap? What are you playing, watching, doing? What's going on with you?
Well, you know me, just kicking around a little bit of the old Fallout New Vegas again. Cause
Ooh.
Did you just start that this week? Or did you talk
last
about it
week? Last week.
Okay.
I was doing it a little bit. I didn't play much of it, but played a couple of hours. It's still good. Loading screens are annoying.
That was my first question. Are the loading screens as bad as they were on
What?
PS3?
It isn't like PS Now supposed to cut down on some of that?
Yeah, but it's still part of the game. Like every time you open a door, it loads. I mean, it doesn't take nearly as long to load, but it still has a loading screen.
I remember, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember playing New Vegas, and honest to God, like 20 to 30 seconds between each door.
Yeah, I remember playing.
That's right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember trying to get into the strip, and it took like 15 minutes to load. I could take a shit and get back, and it was still loading.
God forbid if you fast traveled somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it almost would be better to go to the strip, save your game there, so when the game initially loads, it just loads the strip.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't as bad. And then I remember getting to the strip and just being super disappointed by how small it was.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's like 4 casinos.
And I did so much already in that game, and I was like, oh, this is the main
Yeah,
part.
right. Exactly. You're like building it up. It's like that huge light thing in the distance all over the place.
Yeah.
And you go through all these places, you find all this shit, and you're like, oh man, here we go. Finally, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get to the strip, baby.
Nothing.
It's 2 small sections.
Not enough strippers.
Not enough. Never.
No. Just some like cannibal party or something, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, there was the cannibal casino. There was a casino run by the computer.
Mr. House.
Yeah, Mr. House.
Dr.
Are you doing any
House.
kind of... You doing any... I just got that too. Are you doing any kind of like specific run, like melee only, or are you just having fun?
I'm just having fun. I'm helping the Raiders this time. Raiders above all. Fuck NCR and
Nice.
fuck the Legion.
You never got in with the cons?
No.
Or the Jets.
Are the cons in this one?
I don't know if they were.
I thought they were.
I don't know.
It was one of the 3 factions that fights for the dam at the end.
It's the Raiders, the NCR, and the
Legion. Maybe there's cons.
I might be mixing it up with the Legion. It's
the
been a minute.
Raiders might be cons. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Just helping the Raiders. You know, just normal thieves and killers. Nothing special.
I can respect that.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they're not like sitting here lying with the bullshit veil of a society.
Well, I mean, don't go too far, Poppascotch.
You're right. I'll bring it back. You're right.
All right. Well, anyway, that's all I've been playing. Watched a couple movies. You guys want to hear about this?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Watched this one called Sea Fever.
Oh, I've seen that.
Did you? It's like a creature attacks a fishing boat, and then
It's very much like The Thing.
and then it turns into like the thing. They get infected and
Yeah,
shit.
it's pretty good.
People's eyeballs
Cool.
explode.
I enjoyed
It's
it.
pretty cool.
Is it a newer one?
I couldn't tell you. It's got to be pretty much.
Let's say within the last 10 years.
Yeah,
Okay.
easily. Probably 5.
I'm looking it up. Sea fever. No results. Did I spell it wrong? I can't
SEA?
spell fever.
Yeah, but no, check it out. It's a good one. It's probably only like an hour and a half long.
Yeah, it's decent.
Oh yeah, from 2019.
Yeah, there you go. Takes place off the coast of Ireland.
Oh, never mind.
Shut up, you stupid Mick.
Whoa.
Still one of the greatest Saturday Night Live sketches.
We can make fun of, we can go sideways. We can't punch down.
Well, I thought that was
Pretty sure
punching
that's-
down, actually.
Yeah, I knew you would.
Oh,
It
Jesus.
depends on the
Okay.
person who said it. All right. Watch this one called Abducted.
Sounds like something I watched.
This couple's like taken from a park, and they're just like held in this place. They don't know where the hell it is. They don't know who took them, and they get surgery done on them to try it. And I guess it turns out to be aliens or the government.
It has to be ghosts. I thought it always turned out to be ghosts.
No, it's always aliens.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I don't know. It was okay, but I wouldn't waste your time.
All right, not adding it to the list.
What is a daughter's kidnapped? This can't be the right one.
No, there's probably a couple movies named Abducted.
Yeah, these two people, a couple's kidnapped, and then they just run into more couples that were abducted, and I think they're trying to make alien babies or something. That's how it turns out. I don't know.
It's a story as old as time.
Yeah, I just ruined it for you, so don't even watch it.
Yeah, I feel like they've made that movie like 6 or 7 times already.
Yeah, I was waiting for some strange twist, and there wasn't one.
Cool.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Watch this movie called Super Hot. You see this one? About a pizza
No.
delivery.
Did we talk about it before? Did you watch it before and bring it up?
I don't think so.
I don't think I watched it.
It's this pizza delivery girl and her friends, and they deliver to the sorority, and it turns out that the sorority's trying to resurrect Dracula,
I'm listening.
and they run into an Asian Van Helsing.
I could have sworn you said this was a movie before. There's probably another one just like it.
Probably. It wasn't bad. Seems like young adulty, though.
That's right up Poppascotch's alley.
It's true. I do watch way too much YA stuff.
They make too much of it, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's their fault. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If they didn't
tricked
flood
me
the
into
airwaves
watching
with it, I wouldn't have to watch it.
No, but it was pretty good. And at the end, they're like, oh, they're going to come back with a second movie about this Van Helsing guy. And like, that's going to be fun.
Was he as cool as Guillermo?
Gizmo?
I think so.
Gizmo.
I mean, I don't think Guillermo's that cool.
But he is a Van Helsing.
Yeah.
Oh, I completely forgot to mention I saw all those.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So what do you think? Do you think it's ending? Or
I don't know, because they kind of set it up like that. But at the same time, you've got, what's his name, and baby Colin Robinson. Like, that looked like that story wasn't finished.
Yeah, but
I mean, it looks like they set it up that they could just end it, or they could.
I can't see Nandor coming back.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Didn't he just, like, leave to travel the earth?
Yeah, and he was going to turn Guillermo, spoiler alert, he was going to turn Guillermo a vampire in his native land where he was turned in. And then he just didn't show up because he was stuck in that boat with Nadja. And Nadja's becoming like a super important vampire lead or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's not coming back. Yeah, I don't know. Guess we'll find out. If
Yeah,
it
they
comes
could always
back.
probably figure out some kind of reset
Yeah,
if they really wanted to.
She could get fired. Nandor gets tired of running.
How about a
around.
Groundhog Day that starts over again from episode 1 of season 1?
Gotta be neat.
That'd be awesome. And then Guillermo doesn't know, or who's the Groundhog E?
Colin Robinson.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that would work.
I'd watch that. Hell yeah, I'd watch that.
All right, let's
So
go back to
when
what Chump Slap was watching.
Nah,
Dude, no, I'm not done yet. When he was like, Colin Robinson's not dead, and he puts his hand through his face, I laughed for 10 straight minutes. I had to pause it because I was laughing so hard.
That episode was great because he just kept waking up Nandor.
yeah.
How long has it
yeah.
been? It's been 10 minutes.
Oh, and then fucking Donald Logue is there, and David Cross with his young lady who eats like a child. She eats like butter noodles and chicken nuggets. Oh, that was a fantastic episode. And it's like, let's touch it. Come on, he's dead. He's not gonna care. That was one of those segments where it was hilarious, then it got old, and then they just kept going, and it got funny again. That was really great. It's like, thank you for that last memory, Gizmo. Anyway, sorry, what were you watching?
Well, if we could stop there. Oh, no, I got one more. This one's slappy, but I don't know.
Not too slappy.
It has a lot of heart, but it's called Satyr, Sator.
Oh, that's
ringing the
neither
bell.
of the satyrs I thought it was. I was
Yeah.
going to ask.
But it's about this family, and they hear voices, and there's like this cult of Satyr, of this just god of the woods that
Oh, so it is like
draws people
Satyr,
in.
but just spelled
Kinda.
spelled differently.
But it just like draws people in that you have to kill someone, burn them alive, or whatever.
Or whatever.
I mean, it's slow as fuck, and it's like the main guy just never talks through it, and then it just explodes in the last 10 minutes. But
Was it good?
I thought it was pretty neat. I don't know if I'd go as far as to call it good,
Okay,
but it's definitely worth a watch if you're into like weird shit.
for sure.
Because it's kind of
Satyr.
like the whole family's just got problems because they're hearing voices all the time. And
Right.
then there's this satyr dude.
Okay.
So there it is. Go give it a look. Let me know if you think it slaps. And
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. Head on over to the subreddit. Get in on the conversation.
everyone's chit-chatting it up over there.
Yeah, and you're just sitting there listening to this while you're at the grocery store, Rick.
Oh, you called him out.
I just blew Rick's mind right now. Anyway, so let's move on to video game news / stuff.
We got to stop these noises next year.
Never. So, big news because of the component shortage. The Steam Deck has been delayed to February 2022 and will not ship in time for the holiday season.
Oh, so I still won't buy one.
Yeah, so supposedly supply chain issues.
Of course, it's a supply chain issue.
Thanks, Obama.
Yeah, so you're not going to get one, Dr. Scientist? Put it on your shelf next to your Ouya?
No.
Nice.
Yeah, I remembered what it was called. He always gets me for that Stadia thing. so
Yeah, I was just going to ask if you were going to put it next to your Stadia.
Maybe I will.
Maybe.
The only
Have to
only
see how it is.
console I might buy is a PlayStation 5. Or if I find like a Switch cheap enough, I'll buy it to play Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Yes, of course.
I'd hate to break your bubble about the PlayStation 5, but there was a whole thing released this week about how they're going to come in under expectations because of the component shortage.
Oh, supply chain issue.
I still haven't looked for one.
Reporting is ridiculous, especially from these video game websites, because the headline, the big thing was, oh, they're making fewer PlayStations because of the shortage. And it actually turns out that between April 2021 and March 2022, they were trying to hit the manufacturing goal of 16 million.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, they're only going to be able to put out 15 million.
Idiots.
Fucking losers.
Right? And they predicted that they would be selling 14.8 million. So they're still going to have, if that prediction hits, they're going to have enough to sell.
Well, let me know if that prediction hits, because then there might be one around for me to buy.
You
One of
gotta
those
look
extra
once in a
200,000?
while.
I ain't going to look until I know they're there.
Doubting Thomas over here.
Whoa, cut down the religion.
One day, like 6 years from now, you're going to roll into a Target. They'll be sitting there.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, all right, I guess I'll get it this
When the
time.
6
I might
is
as well
coming
wait for
out.
the 6,
Yeah.
yeah. I could probably
There
play
you
every
go.
PlayStation 5 game on my 6.
So you think.
I don't think any of that's a guarantee anymore.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I just hated how it was such a non-story that they're like, oh, PlayStation doesn't even want to make any extra ones. They're saying, fuck you. And it's like, well, they're still going to hit their projections. And
They're planning on making more than they were planning on selling.
Yeah, they plan on
Yeah.
making more still after that, I'm sure.
they lost that nice little cushion, but they're going to make more after March
It
2022.
doesn't all have to be about Christmas, you freaks.
It's a fucking non-story, dude, and they're just trying to make it happen.
I'm glad we reported
That's
on
why
it.
it's in our news.
And it's not the only one here. So, just a fun little piece of news. The PlayStation 3 hit their 15-year anniversary.
Ooh.
Wow.
Wow, did I buy it 15 years ago?
Originally released November 11th, 2006 in Japan.
Wow.
Huh.
All right.
Really?
I believe it came out November or December of 2006 in North America, because I remember it coming out and I graduated college in 2006 and had literally zero monies.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh man, that thing came out and the best one's like $700. Yeah, I can't swing that.
Yeah, you sold 2 math books back and boom, you got it.
No, they didn't
Oh, no,
buy
you
those back.
buy
Are you
them.
kidding?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You buy them for $200 and then they're like, this is last year's edition. We'll give you 6.
That was the worst, too, because math doesn't change.
I love that. So good.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking
I'm going to
rough.
make a
There's-
game like Fallout and have it math doesn't change.
It's all about finding college yearbook or
Yeah.
college school books.
And doing some integrals.
But the other news that another story that came out, PlayStation 5 hit their 1-year anniversary as well.
Yeah.
So in this in this blog post, they put up their top 10 games that people have played by hours. They didn't put the hours, they just put the top 10 game list, right?
Yeah.
So all the headlines were PlayStation owners don't even want to play the PlayStation exclusive games.
Well, it's probably all the multiplayer Call of Duty like games, right?
Yeah, you can't count that for hours for me.
You want to hear what they are?
No, not really.
There's some surprises.
Yeah, give us the top 3.
All right, number 1. This should not be any surprise.
Call of Duty.
Fortnite.
Oh,
Oh yeah, obviously.
And then number 2,
Call of Duty.
Warzone.
Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
More than Warzone?
They don't have Warzone as a separate stat here.
So
So I think they're counting Warzone as Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
well, yeah, any game's going to be played a lot if you count Warzone. I mean,
And then number 3, FIFA 21.
Wow, they're all
no
games that-
surprises.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
the
didn't
3
they do
most
it on-
popular games in the world.
Why
were
didn't they
number
do it
3.
on sales?
Or why not the most popular single-player games?
Yeah.
I mean,
No, it's just based on gameplay hours is what this was.
yeah, no shocks
That's
at
a
all.
dumb way to do the statistics. Hire me, PlayStation. I can do better than that.
Well, that's probably the.
The big surprise I had is number 6 was Destiny 2.
No,
yeah, I
because
can't
idiots will
believe
play
people
that.
are still. Don't talk down about Destiny. You don't.
I just can't
know.
believe people are. It's been like 5 years now.
You've never played a Vault of Glass.
You're right.
It was fun while I played. Well, for the first year.
Yeah. Have they added anything in the last recently?
They
to it?
keep adding shit, yeah.
Yeah, people are still playing. I still see on these video game sites I go to find something to report about. They always have like, where is Xur this week? I'm like, oh my god, people still care.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
It's
I forgot
adorable.
that guy existed. Where can you buy the Gallarhorn?
It's probably junk now.
I don't know. They probably just keep putting out better guns. So that's why people play.
Or rebalance it. They have to be doing something, right? Or having events, or
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't want to say shit about playing a game for way too long. Maybe
Yeah,
into Division 2.
seriously.
But yeah, I don't know. That and Grand Theft Auto, I don't know why people are still doing them. I mean, to be fair to both, they are still adding stuff, so I guess that does make sense.
Yeah. I guess.
But I don't get I mean, Grand Theft Auto Online came out, Jesus Christ, like, that has to be 8 years ago. 7 years? 8 years ago?
Yeah, it was like 2 years after 5?
The game came out for PS3.
Yeah. After.
And that was released in
Grand Theft Auto
2006.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw it, but the GTA the Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition came out.
Oh, I did see that.
I've
It's
seen
junk.
all the memes already.
Yeah, there's people very mad about it.
It didn't look very
It looks
good.
like shit. Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, it is a graphical remaster, and then you look at it next to each other, you're like,
No, it's not. It's a smoothing.
It's not even
Yes.
that.
Eh.
When you throw something at me like Resident Evil 2 or 3 where they completely, like,
Yeah.
basically made an entirely new game, that's a remaster.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell you call this.
Fuck 'em.
Re-release.
Joke.
Oh, did you hear about the super homophobic mission that they kept in for San Andreas? They didn't even bother to take it
Why
out.
would they even need that name in?
Why would they call it that?
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't the name of the mission.
Oh.
But the mission was some guy hooked up with another guy, some tough guy gang member, and he wanted you to go and find the guy he hooked up with and kill him so no one would find out.
I have a feeling that people who play Grand Theft Auto don't care.
Well, they certainly did in 2001 when the game came out, that's for sure.
Yeah. So what's there to care about now?
People are still not thrilled about it.
Well, look at the graphics.
Yeah, you're right. Good point. Good point. The only other news I have is that there was a release from BioWare saying that Mass Effect will continue. That came out on November 7th.
A sequel to Andromeda or
They didn't say. They just said Mass Effect will continue.
Remake.
who wants to take a bet that it's going to be worse?
I don't know.
It'll be some kind of multiplayer online.
My gut says you can't get worse than Andromeda, but I think they can. I really do think they can.
Yeah. It's not that hard to be worse. You guys put that bar too high.
He's right. It's not that hard to be worse. In fact, it's very easy.
All right, well, there you go. That's a quote of the episode. It's not that hard to be worse. It also just bummed me out that came out on November 7th, N7 Day. And I was like, man, I remember when I used to care about N7 Day, and that used to mean something.
Never meant anything to me.
I didn't even know that was a thing. And I
Because
love
N7
Mass
are in the
Effect.
game.
I know what the
I get
N7
that
is.
now. I didn't know it was a thing.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, well.
Anyway, That's all we got for video game news / stuff. How about we get into it? How about we get into the game we came here to fucking talk about?
I'd rather not.
Well, tough shit. We're getting into it because
All
this is the
right.
game where we ask the question, why the fuck would anyone ask a super jacked occult reporter to solve a murder? We're, of course, talking about Folklore. It was released June 21st, 2007 in Japan, then later that year, October 9th, 2007 in North America, about 4 months later. Number one song in America, June 21st, 2007. Any guesses?
June 21st, 2007. Let's say Backcountry by Avenged Sevenfold.
You always go to Avenged Sevenfold.
One of these days it's going to be right.
I have no idea.
It is Umbrella by Rihanna.
I don't even think Backcountry was done by Avenged Sevenfold.
Umbrella in the sky.
I always thought that would make a good ska song.
Umbrella.
Yeah.
Umbrella. Pick it up.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, Umbrella, pick it up, pick it up.
Bunch of horns in it.
I don't know how it goes. Obviously.
No shit, really? You played it off so well. Number one movie, I don't think you guys are going to get it.
No Country for Old Men.
Zootopia.
No, but No Country was 2007. Good job, buddy.
No.
It was a sequel. That's your first hint.
The
It
Notebook
was
2.
a sequel that should never have been made.
22 Jump
Second
Street.
hint. Nope. It starred Steve Carell.
Oh.
40-Year-Old Virgin 2.
No. It's not Bruce Almighty, the sequel to it.
Evan Almighty.
Evan Almighty?
Evan Almighty is correct.
Oh, I hate that.
That was
I
a number
got
one
that so
movie?
easily.
Yeah, that was not a good movie.
Well, it just shows America's always been stupid.
Yeah. Speaking of America being stupid, this day in history, June 21st, 1877, I got a local one for you guys.
Ooh, is it the Molly Maguires?
It is! The Molly Maguires. 10 Irish immigrants are hanged at the Schuylkill County and Carbon County, Pennsylvania prisons.
Sad to say, that's the source of pride for most of those counties.
I know, it really is.
It's the only thing they have.
Yeah, we hung some Irish people.
It was pretty neat.
Hanged. Sorry.
Yeah, these Irish people thought they'd have workers' rights. Like a bunch of fucking
Stupid.
clowns.
Ooh, why are we beating on the Irish today?
It's where history takes us.
Well,
I mean, historically, our country has been beating up on them for
And this is the
Sometime.
game.
it takes
the game.
place in Ireland. You're right.
There we go. It was released exclusively for PlayStation 3, developed by Game Republic, published by Sony Computer Entertainment. It is an action RPG hack and slash written by, ooh boy, Hideshia Miyashita.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Awesome. Chump Slap picked it, so how about you lead us into this super simple, easy to understand story and let us know what this game's all about.
All right, bear with me, guys, because these notes are all over the place.
Oh, that was a perfect D's nuts.
These nuts are all
notes?
over your face.
Oh, there we go. Nailed it. A little late, but we got there.
Okay.
I'll make a note. I'll make a note to edit that back. Don't worry. I'll remember.
All right. As you said, it's an action role-playing game. You can play as either Ellen or Keats. Ellen is a orphan, 23-year-old, 22-year-old orphan.
Something like that.
Isn't she just... Are you an orphan forever? Or are you just an adult at some point?
Well, you've always been orphaned,
Yeah.
I guess. You grew up in an orphanage.
Okay.
Your parents don't become alive when you turn 18.
Yeah, her mom died 17 years ago, and all of a sudden she gets a letter that says, "Hey, it's your mom. Come meet me up at the Doolin Cliffs." Doolin is the name of the town.
Is her mom from Long Island?
Yeah.
That's just how all letters sound when I read them.
Okay, I don't mean to
They
step
have a
on
nice
your
Brooklyn
step on you
accent.
there. I just thought that was funny.
All right. So she goes up to these cliffs, and she runs into this Keats dude. And he's a journalist for an occult magazine, and he got a phone call. Something about murderous fairies. He's got to get up there, help some woman out. So that's what he's there. And he's like, "Hey, Ellen, you give me that call?" She's like, "No." And then she's like, "Oh, there's this lady sitting on the cliff there." She's like, "Is that my mom? Mom?" And all of a sudden, this lady just falls over, dies, and just rolls off the cliff. So this is where they split up. We're going to do mostly Ellen's story here. There's some Keats thrown in, but
They're pretty much the same.
yeah. So Ellen goes down to the beach under the cliff and looking for the body. She runs into Suzette. Now, Suzette is... I'll get to that. And she just talking to Suzette, and she just faints. She wakes up in another place, and there's voices talking to her. They're saying, go to the pub, man. Go to the pub.
That's called alcoholism.
Could be.
Nice. My 20s, I heard that all the time.
Yeah. Hey, man, you're missing out.
I was always texting that.
Text! You didn't have text in your 20s.
In my later 20s.
There you go.
So she goes to the pub and she meets these ghost people. Like, they're called half-lives. Because they're half alive, I guess. Mostly dead, ghosts. Talks to them. And then she leaves. And she meets this guy named Scarecrow. And he comes and he's like, yo, I know this cloak. And if you take it to the henge, you can enter the fairy realm. So she goes to the henge with him, finds this cloak on a corpse, and puts it on. And she, boom, magically transported to the fairy realm, where she meets Regine. And Regine screams at her. She's like, you did this. It's all your fault. You're responsible for all these murders. And boom, she wakes up back in her room.
I've had a lot of pub nights like that.
Yeah.
So now she finds out she needs a momentum of the dead to travel again.
Memento.
What did I say? Momentum?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
All right. Well, she needs a memento of the dead, and it needs to be offered to the henge so she can speak to the dead again. So, blah, blah, blah. She's runs into Keats again. They talk about Suzette being the daughter of the woman that she saw.
They should also realize this game takes part in like two different ways. Like when you're in the town, it's kind of like a walk around, talk to people kind of thing.
Well, and like in the
And then in the fairy
other
realm, it's
worlds,
different.
it's fighting and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of comes across in the story. But, well, after you find out that the Suzette was the daughter, you go to talk to her. And she gives you a key, tells you to use it at the henge. Maybe she doesn't tell you, but you get a key from her.
It's a good enough memento.
Yeah. So you go use it at the henge, and you go to the fairy world, and you meet Herve. You're like, what the fuck is this dude? He's like, Suzette's little brother, he died. And he tells you, you're looking for what happened in your past. You might not want to look. It's not something you want to know.
I've had many nights like that too.
Trying to piece together a blackout.
Yeah.
You don't want to see the pictures on this digital camera. Like, it's going to be, you don't want to see it.
Yeah. It's better you forgot what you did. And then you meet the fairy lord, and he tells you, fairy realm is in danger and I need your help. You need to fight all these folklores. And you're like, what the fuck are those? Well, yeah, they're these big things. You fight them. Some shit happens. And you can go deeper into the realm. And I needed you to get to the center. So you go, you fight your first one, it's Sir Nunos. So you beat him. And you meet Ronaldo. Because Ronaldo's like, oh, you beat him. I can leave now or whatever. So you go to... Is this where you find a door?
You find a door all the time.
Well, the door... Yeah, you open the door after you beat... I think you have to beat this first one.
You have to beat Cernunnos, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so why'd you fucking... make me look dumb?
I didn't make you look dumb, but you
No,
don't
I did it. You're right.
This story is, I mean, the video I watched was very confusing.
Oh, I had to watch that video and then read the whole description of every scene and what happened. Because the video left out a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
So you go through the door, you show up in a pub. And you're like, what the fuck's this pub? And then there's a deer head. He talks to you. He's like, it's a place to talk to dead people or whatever. You only see it as a pub because that's the last thing you saw.
Yeah, the deer head was definitely my favorite character.
Yeah, it's very weird.
I really think Ellen's an alcoholic because now she's just
You
dreaming
think
about pubs.
it's all just drunk
Yeah.
dreams and shit. So you talk to Ronaldo, and I don't remember who the fuck Ronaldo was.
Suzette's dad.
Suzette's dad, thank you.
Yes.
And he turns into a Nemesign. I think that's how they're pronounced.
Yeah, which is
like some type of bug or something that holds the memories of dead people.
yeah.
Oh, that's what they were called. I think I just missed their name.
No, you probably had to read it somewhere else. I don't think it was in the...
No, it definitely was in the thing.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Well,
you're the
I
idiot
missed
now.
shit. I guess so. Fine.
Ooh, pass the buck.
And what does he say?
So he doesn't say anything. He pops, and then dust falls on you or some type of smoke or something, and you get the last ideas, which he tells you there's a message in a bottle that he meant to... I don't know if he meant to deliver it. I don't know how that message got in the bottle. I don't remember. So you're like, okay, I'll go find it.
Because he fell off the cliff and he couldn't move. And he knew he was dying, right?
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, and he just wanted to have a last message
Yeah.
to Suzette.
And he put it in the bottle so it wouldn't get swept away.
Yeah. So then you're like, oh, shit, okay. So you go find it. You bring it to Suzette, and she's like, I can't read this shit. You're like, okay. So then you leave there. I don't think anything happens. And you talk to this woman, Harriet, and she's... I don't know what she is. She's just some old widow that's in the town.
Yeah, she's just nosy.
She knows everything
Bet
because
she
she's been
runs
there
the-
forever. She tells you about Ryan, the lighthouse keeper, and how he's dead. And she gives you half of a photo. And you're like, what the fuck can I do with this? I guess this is a memento. I'll go talk to this Ryan guy. When you run into Keats, he's got the second half of the photo. And there's multiple ways to do this apparently in the game. You don't have to do it this way, but you go to the graveyard where you find out Keats or Ryan was killed. And you're like, this has to be a good way to do it. So boom. Portal appears to Warcadia.
I'm very confused. Well, about a lot of this game.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's an interesting thing that this pub is like the portal to the netherworld.
No.
Yeah, that's definitely not it.
This town is like there. You can open portals.
Yeah, it's kind of where the
all over the
netherworld and
place.
our world meet.
It's like the thin veil.
How I also don't understand if this town is this huge portal, or you can only enter the netherworld somewhere in this town, wherever that is.
Mhm.
It had the vibe of like an abandoned ghost town.
Yeah, pretty much, because they're still reeling from the tragedy of 17 years ago. And I don't,
Yeah, right. And they made it sound like there was some kind of event or something awful, but 3 people died.
yeah, I know, right?
And the whole town's like, fuck this, and got up and left.
That's most of the people in the town, it seems.
Yeah, I think there were only like 6 in the town at the time. I don't know.
Maybe
I just think
that's-
it's like a tiny town, and I don't know.
Half their population died in like a couple days, and they're like, all right, fuck this.
Yeah, it's got a lighthouse. I mean, how bad of a place can it be?
Someone's got to work that lighthouse. Didn't you see The Lighthouse?
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
That's such a great movie.
Oh.
I thought so, but no. Where was I? Oh yes. Now see, this portal opens in the graveyard, and it goes to a different area called Warcadia. I assume it's one step closer to the center.
Yeah, you keep going
From the
deeper
last
and
place you
deeper,
were. Yeah. And you talk to a bogle, and he tells you that he's going to help you because him helping you will help the netherworld war that's going on. And you're like, well, what netherworld? No, there's a war. People want the netherworld to heal. Some people want it to just disappear. Or so he believes. So you go deeper in there and you fight this mech turtle. Yeah. They're called the Dreadnought. You kill that, and it allows you to talk to Ryan, the lighthouse keeper. And he's like, go talk to Dr. Lester. He knows what happened that night. I can't really tell you much. And so you're like, okay, whatever. So you,
So you go talk.
Well, what's the deal? Like, who is Dr. Lester? What patients is he seeing? Like, there's no one in this town.
he doesn't have a clinic anymore. We're going to get to that in a second.
Oh, I jumped the gun? Sorry. That's my bad.
Yeah. So you go to talk to Lester. And he's like, I ain't telling you nothing. So you're like, okay.
I ain't opening my lips.
Yeah. Who shot you? I ain't saying nothing. So you go talk to his wife, and you're like, hey, tell me about this shit. Tell me what's going on. She's like, all right, Lester ended his clinic after the incident 17 years ago. You're like, what?
What?
And then she tells you about Herv a little bit, I guess. And you're like, oh, shit, I got to go find out more about Herv. Maybe I could talk to Herv because Herv's dead. So I'm going to go talk to the deer. Talk to the deer head, and you're like, hey, where's Herv? And he makes some stupid remark about, it's not your boyfriend, is it? And you're like, no, asshole. And he's like, he's not here. I can't find him. But I can give you Cecilia. So you talk.
Cecilia?
Yeah. Cecilia. This is Herv's buddy. They were friends when
They were best buds.
They were best friends, and she tells you, she's like, I don't know, I think Herv's going to the bottom of the sea. He just wants to get forgotten about, and there's this swamp at the bottom of the sea that you can just let it eat you up, and no one will ever remember you.
Sure, of course.
In the netherworld.
Everybody knows about that.
In the netherworld, not in the real world, you know. And then Dr. Lester's down there. You're like, what the hell? How the hell did you get down here? Uh-oh. That means he's dead. So
Womp womp.
So you go back out. Everyone's like, oh my God, Dr. Lester's dead. Wah. And you're like, oh, okay. Well, now I got to find some Herv memento so I can fucking do whatever. So you find this painting of the ocean, and you go open a portal on the sea, in the, what the hell is it? The cape, the fucking sand, whatever.
Sure.
Sure, thank you.
Wow. All right.
And it's the portal to the undersea city. You get in there, and this is where you meet Levine, I guess. I don't remember. I have it written like 5 different ways in these notes. And she's the one who's trying to do the opposite of the Fairy Lord. Fairy Lord's like, hey, we're trying to keep the fairy world, and she's just wants it gone, or wants it to die. I don't remember.
Not quite, but
Yeah, it's hard to explain. But she's against the Fairy Lord. So they bicker for a little bit. And you're like, oh, Herv's going to the swamp. We should stop him. And the Fairy Lord's like, no, you got to go deeper and kill the fucking Folklore here. So you go do that while Keats goes and saves the kid. Or you can save him. I don't know. There's multiple ways to do this. But you save Herv. And he's like, oh, good. I didn't want to die anyway. I wasn't going to really erase myself. I want you to go tell Mrs. Lester, that everything was cool. I didn't hate Dr. Lester. It's all good. And he also tells Keats, go get the suicide note before his wife reads it. So Keats grabs the suicide note. He reads it. It says, Dr. Lester's like, it's my fault all this happened 17 years ago, and now people are dying again. I'm just going to it's over.
So does Keats yet know that there were murders, or that it was a murder, or is he just unraveling that?
Does he know
what is a murder?
That there was a murder. That this tragedy 17 years ago was a murder.
Yeah, Keats knows all about that.
Okay, I'm just very confused because there's the real world.
Yes.
Like where Keats and Ellen live and they saw the body fall off. And then there's the netherworld.
Where they
But is there like a third world?
There's multiple worlds in the netherworld.
Yeah.
Okay. Because there's like all kinds of politics too. That's really...
Yeah, it's the whole thing between the Fairy Lord and Levine.
I mostly blacked that all out.
Yeah, it's not really that important.
It was just like a way for you to get something so you could go progress the game.
Yeah. We got to go deeper anyway.
Well, it has to do with the 17 years ago a little bit, but
yeah. And plus, every time you go deeper, you learn a little more about your past. So you're like, all right, I'll fucking do that too while I'm here, you know?
Did they play though Ellen off as like someone who just didn't know anything about their entire past?
well, she's an orphan and she doesn't remember.
She doesn't remember anything
Oh, so like
before
the moment
orphanage.
she just remembers not having parents and she wants to see what their deal was all about.
Yeah, she thought they were dead. Well, she still.
And then she got the letter and went, okay,
Yeah.
I'm putting it together.
Yeah, okay. So, after all that, you go visit Harriet again. And she tells you about Cecilia. Cecilia was Herv's friend, all this jazz. She tells you about O'Connell. So you're like, okay, let me go talk to O'Connell. O'Connell talks to you about Lulu, his girlfriend who disappeared a month ago or so. I don't know. And he gives you this medallion. So you take the medallion. It tells you where to go to open another portal to the Endless Corridor. And the Endless Corridor is Levine. I say it 3 times every time.
Leavin. I believe that's exactly what it is. Leavin.
Territory.
Rhymes with Gleavin.
Glaven.
Glavin? Needs more flubber? Glavin?
Well, it's her territory. She owns the place and whatever. So you're like, okay, I'm going to go back to Doolin, back to the real world. You get back out, boom, Harriet's been murdered.
What? Harriet? Dr. Lester's wife, right? Is that who Harriet is?
Nope.
That's
Damn
Mrs. Lester. Harriet's
Oh,
The nosy
the widow
old lady, yeah.
the nosy one. Okay.
who knows everywhere, yeah.
Gotcha.
And here, Keats tells you, he's like, oh, you're finally figuring it out, are you? You're fucking Cecilia, idiot. And you're like, wait, what? Okay.
So you lived in this town 17 years ago.
So you were around when all this shit happened. You were friends with this Herv kid. So what actually happened?
I have in my notes here, her mom changed Ellen's name, ? She has no memory of this. What is going on?
Yeah, exactly. This is the part where you're supposed to be like, okay, now, what am I supposed to figure out? So you go back into the Endless Corridor, fight your way through, kill the boss, and I believe this boss is the big mouth in the ground, right?
The Sarlacc pit.
Yeah, whatever.
What?
No,
Star Wars
it's a
reference.
mouth.
You're not going to get it. You're not going to get
It's
it.
a mouth with a heart or some type of organ popping out of it. Organ.
Mouth with an organ hanging out.
Like a dick. I get
Yeah,
it.
you get things.
I was a little bit slower there, but I got it. I got the dick mouth.
All right.
That's a great soundbite.
He sure does have a dick mouth.
I got the dick mouth. Let me do it. Wait, let me do a cleaner one. Hold on. I got the dick mouth. Okay. I think I
All
got
right.
it, guys.
Nice.
We'll add that to the spooky intro I never changed. Just still going. You're welcome. Happy fucking Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Is it Thanksgiving today? We
Yes.
just talked about this.
Sure is. Happy Turkey Day, guys.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving if you're in America. If you're not in America, we do this thing Thanksgiving.
You don't want to.
Cut it out and put it at the beginning.
All right.
We gorge ourselves on food. It's dope.
So, you fight the boss. You appear in another henge-like realm. Now, the henge was where you found the cloak in the beginning. And you're like, all right, what's this? It's like, oh, this is fucking Levaine's place. So you talk to O'Connell, find that Lulu was the corpse he took the cloak off in the beginning. She was traveling between realms. And you're like, oh, shit. So now O'Connell's asking you all types of questions. He hypnotizes you and shit, trying to help you figure out what's going on. So you find out, as Cecilia, you prayed to the fairies for 9 days at some dolmen,
Which is a henge.
which is a hedge. And you saw a fairy. No, you didn't see a fairy. You don't know what, there's no such thing as fairies. But it was terrible. And then that's the end of the interrogation for now. And I don't know how, but you open another portal to Hell Realm. And you talk to the Lord. He's like, yeah, let's go to the courtroom, okay? So you're caged in the court of hell, and you're tried for donning the cloak.
Well, you're
and-
kind of betrayed by the fairy lord.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was implied.
That you imply. Okay, yeah.
Fairy
okay.
Lord's like, yeah, let's go to the courtroom, man. It's going to be fine. We got
It'll be great.
got a little meeting going on. And boom, cage is dropped on you. And you're in the court of hell. You're tried for donning this cloak and being a mortal who's walking between realms. And you're like, okay, yeah, I'm guilty, whatever. And then Keats shows up. He's like, I got some questions for the accused. And then all of a sudden he snaps. Judge is like, that's it. Snaps his fingers. Everyone but Ellen and the judge are gone. And you fight the judge. Beat the shit out of him. And then you're walking to the deepest realm, past the hell realm. And there's these big nose cloaked figures. They're talking to you. They're telling you. They're like, oh, this is all a figment of your imagination. You're not talking to dead people. You can only talk to people because you knew them in the past. They're only rememberies.
Rememberies.
I made that word up. I made sure to say it.
Attaboy.
And you're like,
Love it.
oh my God, did I do it? Am I the fucking murderer here? So there's a flashback here where this is Cecilia and she's praying to the fairies and she sees a fairy and they tell her, you know, you can save Herv. All you have to do is give your blood. And then cuts to Ronaldo running after her and blaming her for the death of Herv and then falling off a cliff. Now, back to the present. We're beneath the henge and Suzette is there and okay, Let me explain the hag to you.
Sure, let's hear about the hag.
There's this cloaked old woman walking around the town. Everyone's like, oh my God, it must be the hag who's killing all these people. Right? Because you see her and then people die. And then they see her next to Miss Dr. Lester. And that's right before he died. So Suzette runs at the hag because the hag is going toward passed out Ellen on the ground. And Keith stops her, pushes Suzette out of the way. And he's like, was Ellen here the whole time? She's been under here passed out, blah, blah, blah. Oh, snap. The hag is Ellen's mother, Ingrid.
What? Also, she's the least hag-looking hag I've ever seen in my entire life.
Tell me about it, man. She is a smoking MILF.
Smoke show. Look at that disgusting old hag. And she's just smoking hot. It's ridiculous.
Ronaldo was pushed off a cliff by Ingrid because she was protecting her child. And during the flashback, you see Ryan, and he's threatening you. And it turns out that Ingrid also hit Ryan in the back of the head with something, murdered him. I don't know if she meant to murder him or just stop him from trying to attack her daughter.
Just kind of like it was just like a get off my daughter moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And maybe she took it too far.
Mm-hmm.
I got that it was an accident.
Yes, yeah, same. Back to the present. Keats tells you, he's like, someone who knows you told me to come save you here, blah, blah, blah. And then you have to fight this boss, this weird boss that had like a inflatable head, kind of looked like a pteramander, if you ask me. That's a magic thing.
Everyone knows how cool magic is. We don't need to say it.
I know. Flashback again. Regine's on a rampage. She's saying that you fucking killed people, blah, blah, blah. And Ingrid says, all right, I'm gonna have to hide you safely so Ingrid doesn't come fucking kill you because her son and husband are dead now. So back to the present again. Ingrid dies in Ellen's arms, being like, oh my God, I finally got to meet my mom. Oh, she's dead. And turns out Regine was the mother of Herve and Suzette, father of Ronaldo.
His father is Ronaldo.
Yes, husband Ronaldo. And she was the one who sent the letter because she wanted you to come there so she could kill you, blah, blah, blah. But Ingrid killed her when she was on the cliff, and that's when she died. And turns out Suzette killed Lester and Harriet because they knew about the past and could tell you about Regine and her plot, and you could put that together. So Suzette murdered Lester and Harriet. Ingrid murdered Herve, Ronaldo, and Regine. That's almost the whole story. But
So wait, who's Ingrid?
Ingrid's Ellen's real mom.
Oh, okay. The hag.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Watching this video, I had to stop it like 5 times. I'm like, who the fuck's Lulu? Who the fuck's Ingrid?
I swear they used the exact same character model for Suzette and Ellen.
Sometimes
Because they would
it
be in
looks like
scenes and I'd be like, I have no, which person is that? I'm like, oh, that's Ellen. And then it's like, Suzette, come over here. I'm like, oh shit, that's a whole different character.
Yeah.
That didn't help.
No. So, after you learn all that, there's this Baral. He's this big eye in the lighthouse. He's blocking the entrance to the deepest part of the fairy world.
Of course, obviously.
So, you absorb him. Oh, yeah, I didn't even go into how absorbing things give you powers, like different attacks and shit, but that's
fine.
gameplay. It doesn't matter.
It's fine. Just power through it.
We're almost there. Okay. So you go into the deepest place. You see the fairy lord's there. He's trying to get some fucking spear out of the twin trees of life or whatever that is powering the fairy world. And it's you fight him, and then he runs away, tries some magic shit. He's like, I'm gonna do what I've come down here to do. All of a sudden, boom, fucking sword out of nowhere. Magic sword out of the sky. Just impales him, kills him. So you're like, okay, that's weird. So now you have to fight Levine. So you fight her, and then it's up to you. It's like, do you want to fix this nether shit or not? You get your memories, and here's where you find out what kicked off this whole thing. While you were trying to give your blood to save Herve's life, You almost bled to death. The doctor found you with Herv, and Herv said, I'm going to die anyway, so my blood matches hers. I'm going to donate my blood to save her life. And that's how Herv died. And
Jesus Christ.
yeah, I mean,
There's just so... I'll save it for my podcast. It was just so
convoluted.
frustrating because, like, I watched that whole video and I sat there and tried to figure out what the fuck was happening, and I didn't even
None of that
get
was
the
in
part.
there. None of that was the Suzette murdering thing wasn't in there. It was so much that wasn't in there. That's why I had to fucking read all this other shit.
And that was my plan, to always ask you, because I saw very clearly that there was the moment where they're like, you're Cecilia, you're responsible for the death of Hervé, Ronaldo, and one other person. And they're like, I get to the end of the video, I'm like, wait, did they not explain how she did that? What just happened?
No, that video did not explain any of that. It showed little bits of, it was so annoying. I mean, it showed something that you might have figured out when Herv's like, oh, I'd rather her live because I'm dying anyway, but that's what happened. And then Herv died after giving you blood. And the fucking Ryan saw the whole thing, saw Herv die and you survive, went and told his mother that it was all your fault. Ronaldo went after to find you. Your mother killed him. Ryan went after you. Your mother killed Ryan, put you in hiding. Levine called you back. Your mother kills Levine. Suzette, you know.
Jesus Christ. You're doing a great job of summarizing this because I didn't get half of that.
Yeah. And then the Suzette murdering those two people, I don't think that ever comes up again. You figured out the whole murder mystery. Now Scarecrow's at the center of the fairy world, and he's like, this is all I ever wanted, man. I wanted to come down here and show the world the fear of death, because that's why you created me. What? Turns out when you were a kid and you had this whole idea of saving Herv, your hatred for humanity and your wish that people would actually fear death and it would be a bigger deal or whatever, created this Scarecrow. And now he wants to take over, but he doesn't. You kill him and you absorb him. You and Keats both absorb him. And now here's Levine. She's like, all right, see you later. Farewell. Blah, blah, blah. And you're like, all right. So later on, you're back at the divine center of the henge or whatever, where you originally went as a child. And Levine's there talking to you. And you're like, oh, fuck, you were the fucking fairy all the way back in the day that told me to cut myself for Herv. She's like, yep. 5,000 years, now my fucking curse is lifted. I'm done. See you around. I'm done here. And she gives another final farewell.
God damn it.
And now, everything's done. It's all over. The fairy world still exists. People fear death. The overworld's not thrown into chaos. And you finally go back to Keats, and you're like, hey, Keats, what's up, man? How's everything here? Apparently, Keats is a half-live himself, and his own little world is this fucking occult magazine or whatever. And he gives a final farewell. He's like, all right, man, see you around, whatever. And then he looks at this picture, and it's him, the way he looks now, as drawn by Cecilia when she was a child, drawing what she thinks Herv would have looked like grown up. Boom.
Oh my God. So,
All right,
So
but that's
was-
the end of the story. I just want to end it right there. Now we can ask questions.
we don't have time for all the questions I have.
I know.
But the one I want to ask about the end is, was that supposed to be like her as a child seeing into the future? Or did she just manifest Keats and he doesn't exist?
I think...
All half-lives are just what people feel and think.
Is that what they are?
Yeah. It's like their emotions become
Oh, it's an emotion made into a person.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Scarecrow.
Yep.
Okay. That makes sense then. I mean, it doesn't really make sense. Why are there magazines and shit?
No.
How did he have a whole... I don't know.
How'd he get that desk? You know, there's a lot of questions.
Yeah. But there it is. That's the fucking... It's the best I
All
could
right.
do for you guys.
You did a lot more research than I did because I was so fucking confused.
I know. Usually I'd come in here swinging my dick and like not doing much research, but I had to try to figure this fucking story out.
That's it. That's the game. We did it. We got through it. We're better people?
No.
Maybe
worse.
No. No. Well, you got some research in. That's rewarding in its own way, right?
Not really. It took way too long.
Yeah, I'm desperately trying to find something positive here, man. Like, give me a break.
No, it was all right. It was pretty neat.
Yeah.
Let's roll in then. Just get right into final thoughts, and I guess I'll start this time. I think that's fair. I haven't started off in a while.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I got a couple questions for you.
Oh, that's fantastic. What are they?
Would you play this masterpiece of a game?
Mm-hmm.
Was the story a masterpiece or lame?
Right, love it.
What kind of masterpiece of 27 are you going to give it as a score?
That was really smooth. I loved it. Yeah. So, this story was a lot. I'm just gonna say overall, I did not care for it, and the reason was that this game is trying to bring you into the world. It's trying to get you into the lore of this game, but there comes a point when you have to explain so much shit just for the world to make sense at all that people just like they stop paying attention or they're not on board or it just gets too confusing. And I think this game kind of fell victim to that because there's good stuff in here. I love the idea that you're trying to solve a murder by like reliving your past memories. And I think that's great. And I like the idea of this pub as like a, I don't know, kind of a gateway to another world with the talking deer head and your companion who's shepherding you through. I liked that, but I didn't like how you got so deep into it that there's like politics of fairy world playing a part and you're on trial in hell. And they lost me along the way. So would I play this game now? I guess the masterpiece of a game. I don't think I would just because the game style doesn't really appeal to me. But if we're asking, did the video make me want to play the game? A little bit, because I think I'd understand it a lot better if I played it.
Yeah, that's exactly the reason I would play it.
Yeah, like it would make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
And I think it flowed. I think the videos we watched and the stuff we read, well, the video we watched for sure was it was tough. Like it was tough to get through because they would just play like 15 minutes of you playing the game as Ellen, and then they'd go back to that first point and play through the exact same section, but playing as Keats, and it was different. But they didn't edit out those scenes where you got all the characters together and they're all sharing the information.
Yeah.
So we saw something happen twice, and then we saw a scene where the characters are explaining it to the other character. I'm like, holy shit. And I started to like zone out, and then they'd go over something important. I'd be like, wait, what was this? And it was just very tough to narratively follow. Did the story work for me? I mean, there's some good, like I said, there's good stuff in there. There is some good stuff. I love the whole vibe of the world.
Yeah.
I like the idea of being in the half netherworld, half awake, and kind of seeing it in your own brain situation. I kind of like that. But overall, too much lore. Just too much. Just let's... the story started with a reporter trying to get a creepy story and a woman who got a letter from her mother who's supposedly dead. I'm in. Like, you give me that, I'm in.
Yeah.
And then it turned into it did answer those questions, but not really at all. And it turned into this whole spiraling thing, and it just went too crazy. Mm-hmm. So, that being said, what score would I give it?
Yeah.
I mean, it took a shot, like it made an effort, and I don't know, man, this is a tough one because my gut wants to say it's not good, but there was a lot of care and effort that went into this, and I feel like if I played it, it would make a lot more sense.
Yeah, I think you missed too much in the story.
Yeah, I think you're going to judge it on what you saw in the video instead of something else.
Like if you read, I'll send you the link to the...
Oh, good. Let's pause it. I'll go read that entire thing. And then we'll come back.
Yeah, I mean, just what'd you get out of it?
I mean, honestly, when I was watching this video, I was pretty frustrated the last hour and a half.
Yeah, me too.
Because I was following it for a while, and then it got to the part where you're Ellen Cecilia, and they're explaining the murders that you did it. So I was like, okay, I get it. She did these 3 murders. let's see how this unfolds. And then all of a sudden it was like, Hervey sacrificed himself, so he wasn't the... But you didn't get that all in like one big reveal.
No,
like you got it in like
slow.
4 different small reveals over the game. And my brain couldn't put it together.
Yeah.
But that might just be my stupid brain. So let's just stop talking. Let's just give it a score. And I guess I'm going to go with... 6.
Okay.
6 seems right. 6, I gave Time Shift a 6. This is at least that.
That's fair.
This was one of the hardest games to score I think I've run into.
Well, let's see what Syintist has to say about that.
Oh, fuck. Please, I'm done talking. So, Dr. Syintist, we've got questions for you if you're interested.
What kind of questions?
What kind of...
Answerable questions.
What kind of question is that for a
Rhetorical
question?
questions.
Would you now love to put this CD into your PlayStation?
I love how he just shakes his head.
I'm expecting a cow.
I'm trying to
He always
get rid
puts
of the
now
cows
in there,
and
and
the
you
nows.
that makes you think cow. Yeah.
Did the story really match with your gestation?
What the fuck does that mean?
What score
did it work?
would you give this narrative nation?
Did
Would
it
you
work?
play? What'd you score? Did the story work? You know the answers. Just talk.
I
now.
do know the answers. Would I play it? I did play it, coincidentally enough. And I can't
Did
prove
you?
it because trophies didn't exist at that time.
I think you quit because it gets hard.
Does it get
I
hard?
did read a lot of people saying it's hard as
I
shit.
don't remember if I beat it. I remembered a lot of it watching it, but I have no evidence of how far I got in the game, which is the sad
Did you
realization.
remember the ending?
I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, fair enough.
Did the story work for me? I think the story was a lot better than Poppascotch made it out to be. I mean, it's just a murder mystery, and you kind of go and figure out that it was your mom that killed everybody. But it also turns out that the fairyland political rivalry is kind of why you're there in the whole thing, because you're meant to. I think you're meant to take over Levaine's place as like a messenger between the netherworld and
So Levine was the one who called you there.
something along those
Right.
lines.
In the grand scheme of
Yeah.
things, she made other people call you there.
Because Levaine's job is.
Fuck, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know where you're getting that.
It probably
But
was
you
in
did a
there.
lot more research than me, so I was like, okay, where's he going with this?
Well, they needed like another messenger, and that's kind of why you were there, because you were trying. The fairy lord was trying to get you to be the messenger and fix what Levain was doing.
Yeah, we glossed over that a little
Yeah,
bit.
a little bit.
That wasn't the main story, if you ask me.
No, and it's all a main story. It all kind of
Yeah,
had to do with
true.
each other. I mean, I thought it was good. I kind of liked I always liked the mythology of things, and thought this was a lot better than Poppascotch made it out to be. The video made it seem terrible, but there was a lot that the video didn't tell you.
True.
We were saying the video because
Going off that-
nobody could find anything else, I guess.
Yeah, there were only 2 videos, and one was 59 minutes, and it was nothing. It was just all the cutscenes.
And then a 2.5 hour long one, which didn't
Which
explain much.
didn't explain half of it, yeah.
So you had to go and look for stuff. And I did, just
It was
to see if
too
I
much
could understand
work.
it. Anyway, how many stars would I give this cow?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was good. I'll put it up there with a... let's do a 11 star.
11.
11. All right.
Okay.
See, that's the thing, and that's why I thought it was so hard to score, because I'm like, there's good stuff in here, but this video's a fucking mess. Like, is there a presentation
Yeah, I know.
that cleans this up and makes a lot more sense? And maybe I just didn't experience that.
Possible. I'm sure the
It's
system will
hard to
work
find,
itself out.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, I just went off what I saw. You know, I just doing my best.
No one's
Someone
blaming
get
you
out
for
there
anything,
and make a nicer.
Poppascotch.
Would you give it 11?
Yeah. I said no one's blaming you, Poppascotch.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Wait till you hear my score.
All right, well, I'd love
27
to hear
best
what
game
it
ever.
is. But Dr. Syintist, do you remember what the questions are for Sir Chump Slap? I forgot them already. I'm such a
Me too.
I just asked him and I fucking can't.
Would you put this in your PlayStation? Something about gestation. And
It's just station.
we're all
nation.
one nation?
Oh,
Question
I
mark?
got you. All right, yeah.
That's exactly what I said.
Would I play it? You know, I just might. It was Because I found the story intriguing, and because I did learn a lot, but I don't think I know nearly as much as I should. Plus, you know what? I couldn't even tell you if I'd play it because I didn't watch a single second of gameplay. All I saw was talking and fucking.
The only thing I really remember of it is catching them. You kind of had to like jerk the controller around.
Yeah,
almost
I read
like
that
almost
you
like
had
a fishing game. Yeah.
Yeah, there was like a 6-axis.
Yeah, it was
portion
right
to
when that
this.
came out. Well, right when PlayStation started that.
Yeah, that sounds annoying. So no, yeah. You know what? Forget it. I wouldn't play it.
There you go.
Story worked for me. Did it work at all?
Oh shit, you said it.
I mean, I guess as far as let's not get into the folklore part.
The name of the game, sure.
But as far as the murder mystery, that was neat. I liked that. I liked how that worked out. I didn't like how they spoon-fed you these little pieces just to like hold it off till look what happened. It could have been done better, but I want to know what happened to Suzette. If anyone knows, let me know. Let me know if they killed her, she goes on trial, and what happens. Because is she the only other person alive, her and O'Connell? I don't know. So the story, let's say,
Yeah, okay.
Not sure
Solid.
if it worked. But the whole part with the fairies and that, you have to save the world. Oh, why couldn't it just be a fucking murder mystery? Why did she have to save the fucking fairy world? You know? I don't know if that was tacked on or the murder mystery was tacked on. But
No, I hear you. That was...
it seemed like a weird
It was a lot.
combination, yeah. One or the other. So, to a score out of 27, I'm going to go right in the middle of you guys. I'm going to give it a 9er.
9er.
Whoa,
Jerk.
That was my pen.
That is a 26 overall. Just to give you a little bit of frame of reference, because that's fun at the end of episodes.
I like frames.
We gave a 26 exactly to Alien Isolation.
Yeah, that was a good one, too.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it.
And we gave 2 points more to Fear 2 Project Origin. We gave that a 28. And then if we're going down below that, I mean, we got a bunch of 21s, but we got a lot of stuff below that. Don't you worry. But we gave a 22 to Half-Life.
Okay. So this is better than Half-Life.
In every way, yes.
This
that is
might
exactly what we're talking
be
about.
my highest scoring game. This year.
We'll
at
have to
least.
crunch some numbers. This year for sure.
All right.
Well, no, let's see. You gave it 26. I'm looking at your scores here. You gave us one that was close. Where did I just had it? Devil May Cry got a 25.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I knew that, and that's why this one's the best so far. One more.
Oh no. You're wrong. Again, you're wrong. You have 2 games. No, sorry. 1 game. The Park. We gave The Park a 30.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
I think
there
it's
you
because
go.
it was after a bunch of FPSs.
Probably. The games always seem to score higher after we do a couple of those.
Yeah.
And I remember The Park, the movie, being like 40 minutes. And I
concise.
enjoyed it. I did. I did. I enjoyed. I enjoyed the movie and what I saw. I didn't just enjoy the fact it was 50 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah. So if we got nothing else to say, how about we move on to our favorite segment of every week, which is Dr. Syintist classic wrestling finisher lock of the week.
Armbar. Stepped over to hold foot
He
lock.
kicked him in the dick.
Figure 4. Dick.
Every week, we ask Dr. Syintist for a 100% guaranteed amazing classic wrestling finisher of the week, and he has never let us down. He couldn't even do it. I don't even know if he has it in him to let us down. This week, Dr. Syintist, what do you got for us?
Well, we got the wrestling finisher of Christian called the Kill Switch.
Oh.
Sick. I'm looking it up.
Yeah, anyway, you can use this one in a street fight. The wrestler it's an elevated double chicken wing to inverted double underhook facebuster. For layman,
Of course.
he kind of like stands in front of him and grabs underneath both of his arms.
Uh-huh.
And then kind of spins around so he's facing forward and the guy's head is like tucked under his shoulders. It's kind of hard to explain. And then he falls right on the face.
Okay, I got you. So he puts your head face down between like his shoulder blades.
Yeah.
and
You
just
kind of
falls
end up
back
that way and he
over.
falls. And you really can't stop your face from hitting the ground.
No, that definitely would bust a nose or at least a couple teeth.
Yeah. definitely.
I can't imagine it feels very good on the back of your head as the back of your head is hitting the back of their head to slam their face into the ground.
I think you're winning out in this situation, though.
Yeah. I'd rather take a head-to-head instead of a head-to-head and a concrete.
Yeah, between the head and the concrete.
Yeah. Plus, I think if you... I'm watching the compilation right now, which will be on our YouTube channel.
Obviously.
You should go there, like and subscribe, watch. It really helps us out. But yeah, I think if he puts like their head by his shoulder blades...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And slams his shoulder blades down to the head, I think that's where the moneymaker is.
Yeah. Either way,
It's funny.
They're taking a lot of damage.
I'm watching the thing in chronological order. So he definitely gets better at doing this later as he goes. Like he's just getting better at doing it.
Nice.
But there you have it.
All
Christian,
right.
kill switch. Boom. So let's then move into our favorite segment of every week, which is Chump Slaps. Would you rather?
Would I what?
Dick.
Dick punch.
Every week we ask Chump Slap. Thanks for that intro, guys. Every week we ask Chump Slap for Chump Slap
Keep it
for
all
a
in.
100% guaranteed amazing answer to a would you rather question that he has to answer and give us an explanation.
Mm-hmm.
This is good.
Well
podcast.
done. Well
so,
done.
This week, just like last week, I have a list and we got to use them all. So you're getting 2 today.
Oh, bring them on. First
And,
rapid fire. Second, I'll explain a little more.
Okay, so you want to put more thought into the second one.
Whatever, just go.
This never worked
All
out
right,
the way
let's
he
get
was.
some silly stuff. We'll go silly. Here we go. Sir Chump Slap.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather get $50 an hour for playing Skyrim for the rest of your life, or get $1,000 every time you push someone to the ground?
Wait, what? Do I have to play Skyrim all the time?
I guess just when you make money.
You don't have to play Skyrim all the time. You can play whatever games you want in your free time, but you get $50 an hour every time you're playing Skyrim.
Do you have to do 40 hours a week?
No, this is
Whenever
just
I want.
Just whenever he wants
whenever
the
you
money.
feel like doing it.
$50 just pops in my wallet.
And when you're bored, you can just play.
I could play it in my sleep. Do they know I'm moving?
Yes, you have to be actively playing it.
I could pickpocket entire towns just for the hell of it.
I mean, you can always start over too.
Would I get sick of it? Not for $50. I'll take that. I mean, I'm a pacifist. I ain't pushing people to the ground unless it's like Halloween night. And then I'm just pushing people constantly
Okay.
because they're little kids. Get it?
Wait, so Halloween you get a pass to push whoever you want to the ground?
But if it's
Including
$1,000, there's a
children?
lot of people on
Yeah.
the street. You know, might as well make my bank that night.
I mean, what you could also join like if you took the $1,000, you could join like rec league hockey or like ultimate frisbee or like rugby, and every one of those push downs is
Yeah,
you
but
could
they're
get like
pushing me
he's,
too.
$9,000.
he's not gonna push any of those people down.
What are you talking?
Do you know how
pushing
athletic
me.
he is?
I'm thinking pushing from the back.
Oh, I meant like I thought he was like pushing him on the ground and like.
I meant like push them over, knock them over, and it's easier for doing that to kids. So
Okay, so you're
Maybe you could
you're
join
picking the
kids judo.
Skyrim option still.
I'm still taking Skyrim because I'm sure I could find anything to do.
I'd already have $10,000 from back play.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but then you got to keep playing it for that money. You could find new ways to push people over, and you get way more money.
I could wake up and play Skyrim 8 hours a day.
Yeah, but if you only played 40 hours, that's $2,000 a week.
Is this tax? Is this like income?
Well, I'm assuming you get paid for either one. You have to pay taxes. That means you have to push down 2 people a week to make that much.
So you're just saying, let's just say, play Skyrim 40 hours a week for the rest of my life, just as a job. I think I could do it.
For the rest of your life,
I would. I don't know.
for another 30 years of
Dude,
working.
just take up speed running it.
There you go. Now you're thinking. I'll just be jumping at like the invisible walls.
I mean, you do that for like 30 hours a game anyway.
I know. So why not?
All right, I would have taken the pushing people to the ground, but hey, this is Chump Slap.
I don't
would you
know.
rather
That's
not?
that's 20. What's that? 20 hours of Skyrim.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he sold me. Yeah, because then I could just push people, and then
I like how that was the quick one.
Yeah, you could join a rec league game.
But then
Boom.
I'd have every week I'd have to push 2 people to the ground to make the money I would make playing 40 hours of Skyrim.
Dude, just go play pickup basketball somewhere. Push down like hard foul 2 people.
You can get punched
Every
in
week.
the face.
You could knock this out in an hour
You're right.
and have the rest of the
I
week
was
to
thinking
yourself.
grocery store in the morning, old ladies. Like, what's with you playing sports and shit?
Why are you making it difficult?
Yeah, I want this to be easy.
You're right. There was no specification on not getting arrested. You're right.
Yeah.
And if you went to jail, dude, you could be pushing down people all
every
day.
Especially in CC.
Yeah, dude, can you imagine just going to your celly and being like, look, I know this is silly. I get money every time I push someone down. I've met a wizard.
Dude, I'll put it in your commissary.
I'll give you 20% if you just let me push you like 3 times a day. They'd be like, yeah, of course. I don't have to do anything but get knocked on my ass a couple times? Sure. There's way worse things that can happen to me in jail.
Exactly.
All right, well, that was the easy one and the quick one.
All right.
So, here's the good one. Pump chap. Okay.
Pump chap.
Sir Chump Slap. Would you rather get $200 every time you throw up or get $10 every time you poop?
$10 every time I poop. That's it.
You want to explain that at all? You're done?
I don't puke. I haven't puked in years.
Yeah, it's not like your job, so you're just getting it as extra.
Yeah. I
mean, you could poop like 3 times a day if you really wanted.
Poop.
That's too many.
That's like a healthy
3 times
human being.
Isn't too many to poop. Look it up.
You're supposed to poop after every meal.
I poop when I wake up. I poop when I get home from work. Sometimes I poop before I go to bed.
Now you guys are making me question myself in my one poop a day situation.
Oh, dude,
that'd be sweet.
If you have 1 poop a day, sometimes I do it twice at work just because I'm getting paid.
Well, I mean, that's just killing time. That's different.
So, yeah.
You make your body get on board.
Yeah, well, definitely though, because
I pooped twice during this podcast.
I hate puking, and I poop every day. So
you're just taking the poop. If you poop 3 times a day, that's $30 every day.
Yeah.
That's $210.
yeah,
that's almost $10,000 a year just from pooping.
Do you ever get drunk and eat fucking junk food at night? You poop like 4 times the next day.
So how many poops would it take to get one pushing down a person? 10.
Yeah,
No,
100. 100 poops.
100. You'd have to take 100 poops to.
I'll take $2,000 to push someone down and poop on them.
Sold American.
All right.
You just negotiated yourself into a push and poop situation. So let's say someone had like some diagrams about the mechanics of how you can really incentivize the push to poop situation. Where could they send that email to, Sir Chump Slap?
Well, you could send it to plottytime@gmail.com, or you know what? Just post it on the Reddit.
There you go. Get part of the conversation. Or you can go to YouTube, like and subscribe there. Really helps us out. Or if you want to get to us faster on socials, and I don't know, we're still waiting for those cartoons of Chump Slap throwing up on a baby in a carriage. So where would they send those to, Sir Dr. Syintist? Where would they send those to?
At Plottytime on Instagram, Twitter, and Jodel, the hyper-local community app.
Jodel.
Yeah, just spam Jodel with your photorealistic pictures of Sir Chump Slap vomiting in a carriage.
It's the Plottytime community. Look for it.
Well, that's it. That does it for us.
Yeah.
Get out there, play some games, like, rate, review, do all that shit. We'll talk to you next time. Peace.
Peace.